What's up, Big Fam? We're back with another video. Today we're doing story time. Okay, I had a few people asking me about why I got kicked out of college after 3 weeks, so I decided to do a little story time for you guys. So I'm not front on y'all, but this is a topic for me to speak about because I'm just like emotionally still not over it. So if you haven't already, go ahead, hit that notification bell and go ahead and subscribe, like, comment, share. If you haven't already, check out our last video. We did Never Have I Ever, Couples Edition, Dirty Edition. And yeah, without further ado, let's get right into it. So this is like a really long story, y'all, but it's okay. It's really not a long story, but how I be telling stories, the story be long, like, because I'm like a very detailed person. So like I be wanting people to, like, when people tell me something, I be want like every detail, like every single detail of the story. Like if somebody tell me like so and so said this, how so and so said it, did so and so tell you this personally in person, or did they text you, or did they call you on the phone, or what? Like, how was the font in the text message? How long was the conversation? That's the type of person I am. Like, I just want to know every single piece of detail. So when I be telling stories, I be telling every single detail because I be feeling like y'all be needing to know. But anyways, this can be a long story, y'all, but I'm gonna put it like, I'm gonna try to cut it down. So anyways, to give y'all a little history of myself, if y'all don't know, some of y'all probably knew because I do have like a couple TikToks on it, but see, that's why I be telling like the story be so long, because I be trying to go back and tell y'all everything that leading up to this, because I be feeling like y'all need to know. I be feeling like you need to know. So anyways, so just a little history about myself. My mom died when I was 12. My dad died when I was 17. So boom, when my daddy died, it was the end of my junior year. We had like a month left of school. End of my junior year, I was maybe senior high school. I was so happy, and then boom, I lost my father, and it was a very hard time for me. I went into a deep depression. I ended up moving to Georgia, tried to do my senior year there, and it didn't work out. It was just so depressing. I was just so depressed. I was so everywhere. Like, I was not eating, not sleeping, like that type of depressed. So I ended up moving back down here with, at the time, was a friend of mine. I went and stayed with her and her family, and you know, I tried to finish school, but it didn't work out. So I ended up having to basically drop out of school for like literally all that last semester. Like, I was not in school like for the last semester of my senior year. So I ended up having to go back to school the next year. Boom. I ended up having to do basically my senior year all over again. And boom, I was motivated, everything. I went through hell and high water to finish high school, y'all. Everything that you think could happen to somebody, it happened to me. But we're not gonna speak on that. I made it through, I graduated, I got accepted to college, and then boom, here's the story. This is gonna be story time of how I got kicked out of college after 3 weeks for fighting my roommate. Okay, for all my little kids out there, you my young teenagers just finished high school, listen to the story and do better than me. Okay, learn from my mistakes. Now, if you ever been to college or ever have like had somebody go to college, you know, close a family member or whatever, you know that like they give you like your login information. So you can log on the website, you can see who your roommate is, you can see your dorm, like what dorm you're in and all that. So I end up seeing, you know, my roommate. I end up seeing like what dorm I was in, blase, where I was gonna be at. And like I had a friend who was my year. I told y'all I graduated a whole year later, so she graduated in my original class, and she was already down there. So while I'm finishing high school, she doing her freshman year in college. So she had like, you know, told me how to do everything. She was like, you know, telling me like, okay, go. I told her I got my roommate, blah blah blah. She like go search her name on social media so you can find her, you know, write her, you tell you your roommate, get to know her, you know, before you go down there, you know, because when you go to college, you like literally up and leaving. You grown now, you around complete strangers, living with a complete stranger, and you know, that's kind of like hard for people. Like, you know, it's kind of very hard. That's why I was good to like go to college with somebody that you've been friends with since high school, roommate with them, you know, roommate with them, because that roommate with a whole total stranger is for the birds. But mind you, colleges, most colleges, your freshman you have to stay on campus, so it was very, very like, you know, you most likely gonna be around a stranger, like living with a stranger. So yeah, so which I think is kind of like, you get to meet new people, you know. It's not a bad thing all the time, but it's like, just be mindful of it, like, you know. Living on campus is not always a bad thing either. Like, I feel like if you go to college, you should experience that, you know. That's a good experience. So yeah, back to the story. So I had a friend at the time. She told me, you know, like, research her name. I mean, not research her name, but search her name on social media, try to find, you know, get to know her. Blah, blah, blah. I did that. I didn't find her. Like, I couldn't find her name, whatever. I couldn't find her on Facebook, Instagram, nothing like that. Twitter, I couldn't find her. So, you know, a couple of days went by, probably like a week or two, I don't know. Days went by, and I end up finding her on Twitter. I ended up finding her on Twitter, and I wrote her, and I asked her, I was like, is your name Blase Blase? So she like, yeah. Well, she was like, who are you or whatever. I'm like, I told her my name. I'm like, I'm your roommate. And she's like, oh my goodness, I've been searching for you. I couldn't find you, blase, 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 like, you know, all that shit. And I was like, tell her, like, at the time, like, I used to deactivate my social media a lot, like, just to, like, focus on what I need to focus on, you know. So I used to delete my social media's accounts or whatever. So I was like, you probably, like, search for me when my account's deactivated, whatever. She's like, yeah, whatever. So we talking, you chatting up, whatever. We chatting up for a good, you know, days, you know. And I gave her my number. I'm like, go ahead and text me whenever you need me, like, you got a questions or whatever, because I really don't be on Twitter like that. Like, I really don't be checking my messages on Twitter like that. But before I gave her my number, we was talking about, like, she was asking, like, you know, what you gonna bring, you know. She's like, there's no need for both of us to bring the same thing, you know. We're roommates, we gotta learn how to live together. We should be able to share things, you know, share our things with each other. We're gonna be staying with each other for a while. So I'm like, cool, whatever. She's like, okay, I'll bring the microwave, you can bring the refrigerator or something like that. And I was like, that's fine, whatever. I can't remember exactly what we agreed on, but it was something like that. So that's fine. That's when I gave her my number. I was like, but just text me or whatever. I was like, just text me, because I'm really gonna be on here. I'm gonna check my messages like that. So after her, you know, gave her my number, whatever, and after we like agreed on like whatever we was bringing and stuff like that, you know, I got off, you know, Twitter, whatever. Days went by. Within that time period, me speaking to her and us agreeing on this, and I had spoke to my auntie and my uncle. They were helping me get prepared for college or whatever, and I was speaking to them, and I was telling like me and my roommate kind of agreed on this and whatever. She was like, no. She told me, she's like, she was like, you ain't doing that. She was like, we're gonna get you your own everything, because we don't need y'all like getting down there fighting and doing all that. Like, no. She's like, you need your everything. She's like, you don't need to. She's like, you don't need nobody for nothing they have. Whenever people get mad, they be trying to take stuff back and whatever. And I was like, okay. So I'm gonna buy you everything. I was like, okay. So when my auntie told me that, I got on I got on Twitter to like write her and tell her like, hey, just go ahead and get your own everything, because my people, you know, think it's best to we just have our own stuff. So when I get on there, she had wrote me a few times, right? She was like, I can't remember. Like, the first messages was like, hey, I was just trying to see where you was at with getting the stuff. Then she wrote back, she was like, I'm just trying to see if you got it or whatever. She had wrote like a few times. She was like, I'm just trying to see if you got it or whatever, because moving day is soon. So like the last message, she was just like basically kind of like went off on me, like slick going off on me, like, oh, you need to get your own stuff because I got mine, and I've been writing you haven't been responding, or something like that. So when I seen them, like, who she thinks up to? I literally, y'all, I literally probably still got the messages in my Twitter, but I don't feel like looking for them. But I wrote her back and like I wrote back, so I gave you my number for a reason, like I don't be on here, like, and I was like, and good, it's good that you got your own stuff because I got mine too. Basically, that's basically what I told her. Then when I had told my sister about this, she was like, you need to find your new roommate. She was like, see if you can get you a new roommate. Whatever. She was like, cause I feel like you gonna have problems with her, cause she already doing too much. That's exactly what my sister told me. So I was like, when I had talked to her, I'm like, she was like, so she had apologized. I thought I was like, I gave you my number for a reason. She was apologized. She was like, oh, I'm so sorry. You so right. I totally forgot you gave me my number. I mean, gave me your number. She was like, I was just so frustrated. I'm like, why you not responding to me? I'm like, yeah, okay, whatever. So we kind of like, you know, brushed it with water on the bridge, you know. It was like, you know, trying to look past that. You can't give people the benefit of the doubt. Whatever. I just want to tell y'all, when y'all see them red flags, they be red. Don't be trying to make it seem like they pink flags or they orange, they red flags. Pay attention to them. Pay attention to the red flags. Because the first time somebody show who they really is, that's who they is. Pay attention to them, okay? That was that. So she ended up texting me. I guess we ended up like texting or whatever. She was like, I feel like we don't know each other. We need to get to know each other. We need to be like, she was basically like, we need to be like best friends, because like you like my roommate, like you need to have my back, I need to have your back, like that we need to be like really close. You just understand, like you my roommate, like you gotta trust me, I gotta trust you, like literally like, okay. So I'm like, okay, it's cool, it's understand, like let's you know, let's get to know each other. So we text whatever. She was telling me about this boy. She had went to orientation. I didn't, because I was in Georgia. I didn't go to orientation. She was like, she had met this boy, whatever. He was really, really cool. She was like, they had got close over the, you know, the summer, whatever. And then she like called him her brother now, whatever. So she was like, she was like, I sent him a picture of you. He want to talk to you, whatever. I'm like, she's telling me this before. She's telling me, I think she was already down. I think because her move-in date was like a couple days before mine, like a week before mine. And she was already down on something, I don't know, I can't remember. But she was basically saying like, the boy want to talk to me. I'm like, I didn't come down for, I'm not coming down there for that. Like I'm not stunning the boys, I don't want to talk to nobody. Like, I'm good. So she was like, just be friends or whatever. I was like, okay, give my number, like that's what it is, just number, like it's nothing. So we end up texting, like end up going back and forth a few times or whatever. That was that. And then once I got down there, boom, it was like my moving date, and you know, I got down there, whatever. We was straight, like it was cool. We went to a few parties, you know, it was cool. Like within like, it was like a week before school actually started back that I went down there. And matter of fact, I think I'm moving like on a Wednesday, and then that following Monday's classes will start. So it was cool. I went to like a couple parties over the weekend, whatever. She was cool. She had this friend, right? Like some girl she met, I don't know. Yeah, it was like a girl she met, whatever. That she'll always be like around. They were cool, whatever. They were straight at first, so you know, we was just like all hanging and whatever. But the boy like was very, very aggravated, and I really didn't really want to talk to him. And I told him that like, I don't want to talk to you, like I don't like you like that, like, you know. But I guess he was telling her different, like he didn't want to talk to me, like I was whatever, I don't know. So I guess she had in her mind like, oh, I'm mad because the boy didn't want to talk to me, but really I didn't care because I didn't want to talk to me from the beginning, and you knew that because I told you that. But anyways, so I had, by this time classes starting, like my friend had ended up coming, because my friend came down probably like some days after me. She moved in days after me. She started a little. She moved in a couple days after me. So I used to be with her like 24/7. Like we used to be together. I was barely with my roommate, because like within that week span, like it was a little, she was like she wasn't really my cup of tea. Like she was cool, don't get me wrong, she was cool, but she was just like, she wasn't my cup of tea. Like she was moving, I didn't want to move that way. Like she was a slut, okay? She was a slut. Like I didn't move like that, I don't move like that. She was moving like that, and I was like, I don't. The environment is very different when you go out to college. It's so easy to get sucked into something that you don't want to be sucked into, or that you know, it's just so easy to get sucked into different stuff. And the rate she was going was giving me that she was gonna be not where I wanted to be. So I used to be hanging out with my friend, you know, all the time. I was barely around them. Like once she came, it was a wrap from, you know, hanging with my roommate. Like I was gonna be with her, and that's who I was with. So mind you, it was this particular day. This is when it all unfolded, y'all. This is when it all unfolded. This is the reason why I got kicked out 3 weeks. So I think it was, let's see, I think it was like Labor Day weekend, something like that. Right before Labor Day weekend, something like that. That this happened. So I get on Snapchat, right? And the first thing I see, like y'all know, like the little circle of stuff that you can see. Like I could see, like I'm like, what is, like I could see like in her Snapchat, I could see like by the background, like my side of the room. I'm like, and I could see like it's like my bed that somebody's laying on. So I click on them, like she had the boy like literally all over my my stuff. And like I used to have like my daddy's shirt thrown over my bed, and he was like literally like just laying on it, and it literally like pissed me the off, y'all. That literally pissed me off. Cause first of all, you ain't even supposed to have boys in the dorm. Like we wasn't even supposed to have boys in the dorm, and you had a boy up there. Second of all, you got this boy up here and he laying on my dad's shirt. Not only is he laying on my side of the bed, my side of the room on my bed, he laying on my dad's shirt, and that's just like plain right disrespectful. So in the video, she was really like, she was hyping him like, do it. She was like, something like, do it. Something like, I guess she was trying to get him to do a dance. I don't know. Mind you, I think she was being like those type of way, because as soon as my friend came, like I was not like around them no more. Like I was just like hanging around my friend, like I was around. So I guess she was like kind of felt the type of way, maybe so. I don't know. But yeah. So anyway, she was like hyping him up and like, do it. Just like do it. Like it's like, I guess it's like a dance or something he's supposed to be doing. So I wrote her, I was like, hey, can you please like tell your company not to be like laying all over my bed and stuff? And she wrote me back, she was like, you got his number, you tell him. I'm like, excuse me. She pissed me the fuck off. She pissed me off, y'all. I'm like, what is the beef? Like, is there, like, you want beef with me? Like, what are we doing here? I'm like, I don't even know if I responded or I just hopped up, because I'm literally laying in my friend bed with her. Like we literally laying like on our phones, and I showed her the phone, like, look at this, like, because I had already been telling her like, listen, like my roommate, like she just be on something different. Like I just don't want to be like, you know, whatever. So that's why I like literally used to always be around with her, whatever, in her room or whatever. We used to be around campus together, whatever. So I'm like showing her, she's like she do too much. She's like basically like, yeah, she do too much, whatever. So I can't remember if I responded back to her or not, but she was like, you tell him, because I think I just hopped up, like, I'm finna go down here, I'm finna go up here. So we walked over there, and I'm like, I get to the room, like, what's up? Like, I'm like, what's up? Like, you doing some disrespectful stuff. Like, we gotta live together. Like, what we doing here? Like, I'm not gonna argue with you. I'm not gonna be doing all this. Like, you need to keep your company off my shit. Like, for real. all jokes aside. So she went to go saying like, oh, you been having an attitude, blah, blah, blah. And I'm just like, girl, I don't care nothing about that. So we end up literally arguing, or we literally arguing in the room arguing. Mind you, it's me, her little friend that she had, and then my friend I had. So literally, we started arguing. Then my friend was like, come on, let's just go. So she ended up like pushing me a little bit out the room. But mind you, they following us out the room, like doing all this. So I just mushed her, blah, get out my face. You doing too much right now. And we literally started fighting. We fight like twice. Everybody at the dorms in the hallway looking at us. I just was like, ugh. Like, she up there screaming like, oh, you just mad because the boys don't want to talk to you. I'm like, girl, nobody didn't come travel all the way here for boys. You probably did. You and your friend probably did. That's not nobody want. That's why I didn't want to be around y'all, because y'all was just like different. It was on. I was down there for 3 weeks. It was nigga. Like, hop said. Like, that's what it was. And it was just like, not my cup of tea, not my style, not no y'all mood. And I don't know if she thought that I was jealous because she had a nigga this day, nigga that day, nigga like doing this. No. But anyways, we started fighting. And the moral of the story is, y'all, I got kicked out of college after 3 weeks of fighting my roommate because she was a slut. That's basically what it is. She was mad because she was a slut and I won. And that's basically what it is. And I got kicked out, but she didn't. Because the administration said every time I went in the room, we fought. So they basically said I started it. Which I did mush her in the face first, but you doing too much. Get out my face. I'm not saying this to brag on it. Anything, y'all. Do not go to college and fight. Y'all at college to get a degree and to have fun and enjoy life, because now y'all are adults, so y'all get treated like adults. They don't care. They're gonna suspend you for a whole semester and you left to make it up. Alright, y'all, so that's basically the story. I literally got kicked out of college after 3 weeks for fighting my roommate. I'm not saying that I didn't play a part in me getting kicked out. I'm not even trying to say like it's her fault, because it definitely was my fault. I should have went and snitched on her. I should have went and told on her, like. But you know, I was young, and it was just like my attitude was at a sky high rocket back then. Like, I literally would always just like snapping always before I think. So it was basically, you know, I mushed her, we fought, and you know, I could have reacted differently, but it is what it is. Things happen for a reason. I hope this video, you know, maybe somebody out there can learn from my mistakes. So if you guys on your way out, on the way to college, like, work on them attitudes, work on, you know, y'all are adults now, so like, if you're having problems with your roommate, and you could try talking out with them, you could try, you know, sitting down having an adult conversation, or you can just go snitch on their ass. Go snitch. Go tell the people that you need a new roommate. Tell them that, you know, it's not working out. They'll change you, you know. But yeah, that's it for today's video, y'all. I think we're gonna do some more story times later on in the future. Go ahead and like, comment, share, and subscribe. If you haven't already, go ahead and hit that notification bell, turn on those notifications so you won't miss the video. And we out.